is real.
They don't even know how many planets are in our solar system. They tell us 9, but there's actually 40 total. Every one of those 39 planets have different civilizations. Saturn is probably one of the most important planets in our solar system. And Lou Baldwin, who I talk to all the time, who's written the books about space and UFOs, he said that if you were to look at the surface of Saturn, all you have to do is to look at it for 5 seconds and you would faint for about a day. They have tried to make us think, oh, it's way too hot for anybody to live on Venus, which is nonsense. There's a civilization up on Venus. There's several on Mars. All of them have. Uranus has civilizations.
I think I kind of like the idea of there being other planets in our solar system that not only exist but also have life on. You got to figure, because we think a lot about like, oh, space isn't real, or maybe there are aliens that come here from somewhere else, or maybe there was once life on Mars, and like we don't really think too much about there being life on other planets that they tell us about. But also, I don't think I've ever even considered that there are more planets in our solar system than we're being told as well. And then you have to consider potential life on those planets. It's like, what is actually true? Like, what are there actually more planets? Are there other intelligent beings and life forms living on the planets they're telling us about and the planets they're not telling us about? Is the Galactic Federation real? I fucking hope it is. Love the Galactic Federation. It's my favorite conspiracy theory, right after Halamoon and the Anunnaki.
A number of the members of the administration are now living on a military base. What? You didn't know this?
No.
Oh, yeah. Stephen Miller just moved there. Kristi Noem lives on a military base. J.D. Vance. Oh, no. Rubio. Pete Hegseth. I mean, for people who love America so much, they seem to be scared of it.
I'm one of those people they call a conspiracy theorist. When I hear things like that, I'm like, what do they know that I don't know?
Well, I don't think it's I don't think it's it's in the paper, but I don't know.
3i Atlas, man. Maybe craziness over the lack of food stamps thing going on. Maybe the outrage of people mad about New York's new mayor. I mean, there's so much stuff going on everywhere at all times. Like, there's no telling really like what the one big thing is that we should be worrying about, right? So I'm kind of in the way of like, I'm just not going to worry too much about anything. I'm just going to live and do what I can to keep progressing and enjoy my life and enjoy my day-to-day life and not live in like fear. And like I said, just watch this stuff and kind of look at it as entertainment instead of like the fucking end of existence.
This is the Urbano-Monti map, created in 1587. At first glance, it's just another world map. But look closer. Monti didn't draw the map from the side. He drew it from above the North Pole. Why? Because what's hidden beyond the edges, it wasn't meant to be seen. Now in the center, you'll see the North Pole split into 4 lands, separated by rivers that flow inward. A design found in ancient accounts of a place called Rupus Nigra, the Black Rock. Around it, continents curve outward, distorted, almost like the world is unfolding from a central point. Now notice the unknown islands, the familiar coasts, the sea creatures, and the territories that don't even have names. Some historians claim this was just artistic flair, but others believe Urbano recorded lands erased from history, realms beyond the ice wall, before the maps were rewritten. Now, if this is how the world was seen in 1587, then what changed? Why did the view of our planet flip above to a globe? Maybe Urbano wasn't guessing. Maybe he was remembering.
Here's the thing about old shit. What I think. So I am 100% on board with saying, like, victors are the ones writing history, right? Like, anybody who wins a war, like, they're going to be the only ones that are going to be alive and existing to basically keep a record of what happened, right? I'm not closed off to the idea of history being false in a lot of areas, or at the very least greatly embellished. But I'm also not a person to deny that we've learned things and we've developed and we've corrected mistakes. And someone that recorded a map in the 1500s based off of their individual travels probably isn't as accurate as like a satellite and like LiDAR scans and actual like data compilation over thousands of computers and data collected from thousands or millions of scans and images and videos and stuff. So I can't get on board with saying like, oh, I think the Earth's flat because there are maps from 400 years ago. Is that 400 years ago? 1,000 years ago or whatever, dude. Like however fucking long. I forgot what year this was. But yeah, I can't just get on board with saying like, oh, well, they were saying it was this for so long. Like, okay. And there's a lot of shit that we found out just in the past 100 years that we were wrong about because of new research and new developments and new tests and new evidence. So we're humans. We get it wrong most of the time. And we got to be able to correct ourselves.
Buckle up. It's about to hit the fan. Trump officials like Marco Rubio or the head of the Department of Homeland Security have decided that for their own safety, it's best that they move on to military bases. Not so that they can have a fast-track, unimpeded pathway towards a nuclear bunker when they inevitably do the table flip that we all know is coming. No, they say it's for some low-intensity civil unrest out of fear for their own security. Could it have something to do with the suspension of SNAP benefits to millions of Americans this weekend, which of course will give them nothing better to do with their time than get out into the streets and protest and commit crimes and burn cities down and rob, loot, and steal? Possibly, maybe just a coincidence. But who's to say? Either way, you know the Trump administration proactively is planning to impose a nationwide state of emergency should that arise. They've already prepared quick readiness task force in every state, and they're getting ready to roll that out in the next 60 days. These are going to be detachments of the National Guard. You have to ask yourself, why are they in such a rush? Could this have anything to do with the fact that yesterday, Donald Trump announced that they're going to recommence nuclear testing after 33 years? Is there any numerologists out there? After 33 years, they're going to do nuclear testing. And J.D. Vance removed all doubt today when he unambiguously stated, when being asked by a reporter, that yes, indeed, they will be doing nuclear detonations.
I mean, I have to think that it's because aliens, right? I have to I have to think that they're stirring up controversy so that if something comes and it's like crazy, they can like blame it on something that's not aliens or something. Or if it's Project Bluebeam, they're just trying to build all this stuff up. And I don't know. I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea how to even process all of this shit that's happening right now. It kind of makes me think that like maybe Trump's going against like a big superpower that has like been in control for a while, and he knows there's going to be repercussions. So like Israel, for instance, like there's a thing, basically Israel has a defense system where they can essentially nuke every country in the world if they don't get their way, or if things go awry. I was talking to a friend of mine that's very just well-versed in history and socioeconomics and political law and just he's just a super smart autistic dude. And he was saying that he thinks that basically like America and other countries kind of submit to Israel because they're basically afraid of Israel basically ending the world. And I'm thinking just a conspiracy. I don't know what your take is on Israel or whatever. I don't even know what really mine is. Basically, if that was true and they've kind of been in control of, you know, been the puppet master strings in the U.S. for however long, and Trump was to do something to go against that, which a lot of his like hardcore fan base followers are inclined to think he is, then that could be why there are so many precautions that kind of seem like we're defending ourselves and getting ready for an alien invasion. But in reality, it could just be a huge, you know, maniacal government from another country that we're trying to kind of overthrow behind the scenes too. So I don't know. I don't really try to stay away from political stuff and political commentary because I have stuff that I believe, I have my views, I have things that I'm against and things I'm for and stuff, but it's not what defines my character, you know, my sexuality, my political standing. like all that does not define who I am, so I don't normally lead with that. Nobody cares. I'm a straight white guy that doesn't care if two guys get married and doesn't care if they have a closet full of guns or smoke weed or do basically whatever. I don't care. I don't care what people do. I don't care to talk about what any of it. Just be cool. Just be a good human. It's easy.
NASA never wanted you to see this. On a routine mission, they accidentally filmed something massive. Something that matches ancient descriptions of biblical angels, the very beings written about thousands of years ago. This footage was never meant to be public, but now it's out there for the world to see.
I don't know if that footage is real, but it's also a Dyson sphere. That's what a Dyson sphere looks like. Which is a Dyson sphere is basically a large contraption. Sound like an old man. It's a contraption. It's a remote, Grandpa. It's a remote control for the television. It's not a contraption. It's basically a man-made structure to harness energy from stars. So it would look like that. There'll be the star in the center, and then it'll be like a bunch of rings around it, just, you know, vibrating and rotating. Not vibrating, but like rotating and basically just drawing power from the star, which could basically give you endless energy if you're able to have the type of technology and the kind of resources and ability to actually construct something like that. I don't know why it's similar to how angels look. I don't know if angels are Dyson spheres. I don't know. That were created by God, who was like just like an advanced alien race or something. I don't know, man. But they definitely have similar descriptions.
Okay, so have y'all ever wondered why so many paintings from centuries ago all depict extraterrestrial life? And we're not just talking about any paintings, we're talking about religious paintings. Like the 15th century Madonna. You can clearly see extraterrestrial life right in the skies. Or we can get into the baptism of Jesus Christ. Right there, this is a clear depiction, and this is from 1475, that there was extraterrestrial beings. Or we can even look into the 1327 crucifixion painting. And this also shows all types of extraterrestrial beings in the skies. And it makes you question, why is it that the Vatican has two main observatories, one in Italy and one in Arizona? Like, what is it that they know and what are they hiding? Because we don't have access to a lot of their information, but we do know that they're deeply interested in what's going on in space and in the skies, to the point where there was an article that was released in 2006 with Father Funes, who was one of the directors of the Vatican Observatory, and he stated that we should consider extraterrestrial life like extraterrestrial brothers and sisters, that they were actually closer to the Creator and closer to God, so much so that they wouldn't even have to face any form of redemption. So what exactly does that even mean? Because when you think about the 53 miles worth of shelving that they have deeply hidden underground in the Vatican, it makes you just question, what is it that they know about what's happened in space? And not just what's to come in the future, but everything that happened in the past. Because a lot of these paintings, and throughout multiple cultures, there are so many paintings and pictures that show that there were other beings that existed. So why is it that till this day we call them UFOs and they're unidentified, when it seems as if they've very much been identified, that somebody knows what they are and where they come from, even if till this day it's being hidden from the general population?
You know, we just need a good whistleblowing pope. We just need someone to get in there, infiltrate it, become the pope, get all the information, and then just like release it. Just like get all the documents together, get everything ready for like Wikipedia, just all the stuff written, and then just at once just drop everything on the internet. Drop it on 4chan, drop it on Reddit, drop it just everywhere at once, so it'll be recorded immediately. I mean, especially if it's like 4chan and Reddit, like that's never dying, like that's out there forever. And just make it available. Just boom, this is everything that we have in the vaults. But I don't know, maybe they're just covering it up because maybe like the paintings and stuff like that are basically from civilian, you know, artists, eyewitness accounts of things. And maybe the Vatican is run by aliens and they're trying to cover their tracks. You know, I think that the Catholic Church is essentially the modern day Empire of Rome. I think that it survived. I think that the Roman Empire survived through the Catholic Church. I think that they're still doing a lot of what they were doing back in the day, and just kind of behind the scenes a little more, you know, masking it as a church at this point. I have a friend that actually wrote his thesis or a paper in in school about that. We were talking a bit about that, and I thought it sounded pretty good. I don't think I know enough details to actually go into why I think that's a thing, but I think it's something cool to look into. So look into that if you can. Take the time to look into that. It's a really cool theory. I don't think he's the only one that proposed it, and I'm sure there are videos on the internet outside of my channel that would tell you more about that theory than I possibly can at this moment. So, but yeah, let me know what you think. Drop in the comment what you want to see in the next video. Like, subscribe, share, and see you in the next one. Peace.